What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joannis or Joe Hatagwa. I'm a Sierra Leonean American, and I'm still in Ghana. And if you want to know why I am stuck in Ghana for at least one more day, then this is the video for you. All right. We are live everywhere. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube. So welcome everybody. I'm gonna give a little bit of time for everybody to get on. Today's topic is why am I still stuck in Ghana? I'm supposed to be in Sierra Leone right now. This live was supposed to be happening from where I'm supposed to be staying in Sierra Leone, but due to some unfortunate circumstances, I'm still in Ghana. I love Ghana, don't get me wrong. I was just supposed to be somewhere else right now. So if you guys can bear with me for a moment, let me allow everybody to get on so I can tell you guys the story of what happened to me today at the airport. Man, it's been one of those days. My flight was supposed to leave at what time was it supposed to leave? I was supposed to leave at 2:30 p.m. I got to the airport at 10. I took a couple calls for work, had some really important calls that I had to be on. So I took those calls from the airport, and which meant that delayed some things. But by the time I got to the ticket counter, man, it was a situation. So let's give it a little bit of time for everybody to get on, so that we can get to the real reason why we're doing this live from Ghana instead of doing this live from Sierra Leone as originally anticipated. So let's give it another couple minutes. But in the meantime, we'll do some housekeeping. Yeah, so Caribou is asking, why am I still in Accra? I'll get to that in a second. I'm supposed to be in Sierra Leone right now. It just things didn't go as planned today. Disco Dan is in the building. Disco Dan, what's up? What's up? Thanks for joining. Caribou says, you need PCR testing. You do need PCR testing. That is not the reason why I'm not in Sierra Leone right now, though. So we'll get to it in a second. But in the meantime, I definitely want to try out some of these banners. There's this banner thing that I just discovered. So I can keep it on track with what we're talking about and what topics we're going over at the moment. So let's start with housekeeping. First things first. As of December 5th, I decided that for the next 30 days, I'm doing one video per day getting uploaded to YouTube. I've talked to many people about this, and there's a ton of people who agree that it makes sense to do one video a day for basically for entire 30 days. And that really helps to grow your channel, get you in front of more people. It just does a lot of things for your profile. And obviously, if I have a lot of good content, it's just good to get it in front of more people. So I'm doing it for 30 days. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I will tell you, it is very difficult. Is not an easy thing to do 30 videos in 30 days, especially with the schedule I have. If I'm not mistaken, I see Jalil on here. He and I work together, so he knows how challenging it is. Jalil is the head of advertising in Nigeria, so shout out to you for joining on Instagram. So he knows how difficult our day job is. I'm the head of advertising for Ghana. He's the head of advertising for Nigeria. He knows how difficult this job is. And so to be able to do 30 videos in 30 days outside of our day job is a very, very difficult task. But I am going to take on the challenge because I decided to. So last week was Egypt week. I did 6 or 7 videos on my trip to Egypt. I still have to do my 1 week in Egypt kind of wrap up. That's 130 minutes worth of content that I have to edit. So it's taking me a while to get through that. But you guys got all the content from Egypt. There's a lot of people disputing the facts of what's in those videos. I had 2 very different, what do you call them, tour guides. one at the pyramids of Giza and one separate one at the Egyptian Museum, both of which had some very different viewpoints on some of the same things. But it was actually really good to kind of get those different viewpoints, and then get a lot of different comments from different people who completely disagree with everything. Um, Okay, so we got some speculation and some questions. So Erica LaBelle, what's up, Erica? I think it's your first time commenting. Shout out to you. Thanks for stopping by. She says the reason. Well, so what we're talking about right now is why I'm in Ghana still, and I'm not in Sierra Leone. I'm supposed to be at the place I'm supposed to be staying in Sierra Leone. So her question is it because of the new vaccine requirements? It is not because of the new vaccine requirements. It is something completely different. It's crazy. It's not even crazy. It's just random, and I'll get to it in a second. All right. So Pack Bert says hi. What's up? What's up? And Caribou says you should meet Walter Maya. He could promote your channel. Yeah, I actually met Walter Maya 2 weeks ago. I'm glad you mentioned that. He and I. Well, we were part of a larger discussion at a table. We have a mutual friend who owns basically owns a giant house in Aburi. I say Aburi, but I'm told it's supposed to be said differently. It's about an hour outside of Accra. So we have a mutual friend who owns a house out there, and so I was there with a couple of my friends that were in from Sierra Leone. We met Wode and Miss Trudy. Great conversation at the table about a range of things. And so he and I have talked and exchanged info, and eventually I will be interviewing him. Hopefully, he'll get a chance to interview me, or have time to interview me. We're gonna have to work that out. He has a very busy schedule, so we'll try to work it out. All right, cool. So yeah, thanks for joining, Zen. Okay, so real quick, just real quick housekeeping. As I mentioned, doing a video a day for 30 days. If I can, I will do my best to get a video out every single day. This is what are we on, the 13th? So this is the 8th day in a row that I'm doing a video. I don't know why I have all this energy today, but I got all this energy, so you guys get a chance to experience all the crazy energy. Yeah, so I did 8 videos in a row. I'm going to continue to do it for the rest of the month. That's the plan. So this week, I'll probably be doing more content around Ghana and coming to Ghana, since people are coming to Ghana this month. And I kind of want to reinvigorate some stuff. I had some videos that I've done, like 10 things I wish I knew before coming to Ghana. I did 10 more things. So I'll probably use this week to do some of the language stuff and the 10 more things, and just put that out for everybody. And then next week, I'll likely do more Sierra Leone content. I did a 10 things I wish I knew before going to Sierra Leone. So I'll probably do something more around Sierra Leone content. And then in the new year, I'm launching a bunch of interviews from people that I've met in the diaspora, from the diaspora living here in West Africa, and also local entrepreneurs. And then I'll get back to the schedule of 3 videos per week in January. But as of right now, until the end of December, I want to do a video a day every day. Also, guys, I am now, let's take a quick look. I think I'm at 2,900 in, let's see, at this very moment, I'm at 2,945 subscribers. That means I need 55 more subscribers to hit my goal for this year. This year, by the way, I set so many goals for myself, and I'm really happy to say that I met a ton of them, but I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, 55 more subscribers to hit my goal of 3,000 this year. I need you guys to spread the word. Make sure that everybody knows about this channel. Everybody, if you find it interesting and you watch this live every Monday and you watch the content that I have on my channel and you find it useful and interesting, then definitely tell everybody you know about it so that they're aware and that they can also share it as well. We're trying to hit 3,000. The more people that we can get in front of, the more we can try to get more people here to the continent, and the more we can advance. So with that, let's get right into what happened. Man, okay. So I booked my ticket a little last minute. I booked my ticket about a week ago. Yeah. So within 7 days, my flight was supposed to leave. And yeah, and so I booked my ticket, and the idea was, all right, I'm gonna leave on Sunday. Sunday was not available, so I had to book my ticket for Monday. I had to move a bunch of things around. A bunch of meetings came up. Meeting with a C-level executive came up today, that I couldn't attend because I was supposed to be on this flight, and then I was stuck at the airport, so that didn't happen. I had meetings with the central team. A bunch of stuff happening today that I had to try to figure out how to do from the airport, and to come to end up being in a place where I did not end up catching my flight. So here's what happened. I booked my ticket on last Monday, or this, like, last Sunday actually, and I got a confirmation. I was good to go. I show up at the airport today. I take two calls. I had two calls that I was supposed to take today, and so I took those two calls, three calls, four calls actually. So four meetings, but I just did them via, like, remotely at the airport, and those calls went well. By the fourth one was over at about 12:30. My flight was at 2:30, so I thought, okay, since my fourth one, even if it was supposed to be over at 12, but even if it ran 30 minutes over, I'm gonna be able to get to my counter and the terminal with plenty of time. My plan was even still to go to the suite that I always go to. There's a lounge. There's a lounge that's open. You pay basically like $25 and you can go to this lounge. They have free Wi-Fi, breakfast, juice, all kinds of stuff. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm at the airport with plenty of time. I'm gonna be up at the lounge. I might be able to get on this other call right before my flight. I'll get on my flight. I'll be in Sierra Leone. I'll do my live tonight. It's going to be a productive day. I packed everything with plenty of time. I got good sleep last night. I woke up at 4:45 this morning, refreshed and ready to go. I thought, like, everything was good. I get to so before you go to Sierra Leone, you have to do a bunch of stuff. You have to upload your COVID test results. You have to upload a picture of your passport to a website, and you have to prove that you have a negative PCR test. You show that, then you can go to the ticket counter, and when you go to the ticket counter, then you check in, right? So I get to the ticket counter to check in, and, like, it's taking longer than usual, right? So it's, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 minutes, and I'm like, what's going on? And she just keeps shaking her head, right? She's like typing things in, she's confirming the spelling of my name. She keeps looking, she keeps, like, shaking her head, and she's like, I can't find you in the system. And I'm like, well, let me show you my confirmation. So the funny thing is, right, I got this confirmation, and I'm gonna show it to you guys on um on YouTube. As you can see, it looks like a regular ticket confirmation. I'm gonna show you guys on Instagram. It's probably backwards to you on Instagram. So I'm like, all right, look. I mean, I got my ticket, right? This is my ticket. She takes a look at this. It even has my seat number. So seat number was 15F, guys. I had a seat number. It says confirmed. Seat number confirmed, 15F. Seat number confirmed, 15F, right? So I'm like, all right, I got my ticket. This is it. So she's like, I can't find it. So her supervisor comes over and he's like, what's the delay? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. We're trying to check in. She's not able to find my information. He's like, so he takes over, right? She gets up, he sits down at the computer. He's like, listen, I'm gonna close this thing in 3 minutes. So you need to get your bags on here so they can get on the flight, or you're gonna miss this flight. So I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. I want to go. Like, I'm trying to go. So another 2 minutes goes by. He's shaking his head, and he's like, I don't know. I can't find you on here. You're gonna have to go to the ticketing window where you actually can purchase a ticket. So you know how you guys go. When you go to the check-in counter, I guess at Kotoka Airport here in Accra, you don't actually buy your ticket at the ticket counter where you check in. There's another window, like, off to the side, where you go and you can buy a ticket. So I go over there to check with them, and she tells me that my bank card did not accept the charge for the ticket. So even though they gave me this confirmation, I guess, is kind of automatic, even if the payment doesn't get accepted. But the payment went through, I guess. But I guess on the back end side, bank decided not to approve it. I don't know. I still don't know to this day what happened. I have no idea. So anyway, I say, well, what can I do, right? So I'm at the airline. My airline is Asky, Askiy, that company. And so they tell me the next flight is there's a business class flight on Thursday, and I was like, all right, for kicks, let's just ask how much is the business class flight for Thursday, and she's like, yeah, it's 1,600 US dollars for a 2.5 hour flight. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not definitely not gonna do that flight. And so she said the next flight's not till Sunday. So obviously, that's not ideal. So I was thinking, all right, so maybe I should go home, search for more flights. But before I do, let me just go to Africa World Airlines, which is the next ticket window over, and check with them to see when they have a flight. So they do have a flight tomorrow. However, it's booked, it's fully booked. So I have to be on standby. Um, but if someone misses their flight, I can get on that flight. Here's the thing. These flights people don't usually miss these flights. The only thing that I can hope for, while I was in line today, to get ready to get on my flight, which didn't happen, there were some passengers that were supposed to be going to Liberia. And what happened for what I guess what happened to them, Mr. Bounce Los Angeles, shout out to you for joining. So what happened to them was they were not able to go because they weren't vaccinated. So apparently, in order to enter Liberia, you have to be fully vaccinated. And so, because Sierra Leone, the flight to Sierra Leone usually stops for 30 minutes in Liberia before it goes on, or sometimes the other way back. There may be passengers on my flights that are their end destination is Liberia, who may not be vaccinated, who may not be able to get on their flight tomorrow. So that's the only thing that might allow me to catch the flight tomorrow to get out there. So I mean, I hate to hope that people aren't vaccinated. I don't want to hope that people aren't vaccinated, or that, not specifically that, but just I don't want to hope that they miss their flights. But that's the only chance I have of catching a flight before Sunday. Shout out to Mr. Bounce Los Angeles for telling everybody hit that like button. Yes, hit that like button. Um, is that Christabel? Christabel's in the building too. What's up, Christabel? So Christabel was here in Ghana celebrating her birthday. I don't know if you want me to say which birthday it was, but it was a milestone birthday. She celebrated it here in Ghana 2 weeks ago. So if you want to see content from that, I posted a video about my time while they were here. It was a good time. Destination Africa group is in the building. What's up, guys? So yeah, so that's what happened basically. So I'm on a standby flight tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed, I am able to board that flight. I really do hope I'm able to get on there. If I am, then next week's live will be from Sierra Leone, and I'll be shooting more content in Sierra Leone as of this weekend because I'm going to a wedding this weekend. What else do I have going on? I'm getting a new contractor. So you guys know that I've been having these issues with my contractor in Sierra Leone. So I'm getting a new contractor this weekend or this week. I'm meeting with a new contractor to see if we can talk through what I'm trying to do and see if I can get someone who's reliable because it hasn't been good. So and what else do I got? So I mentioned I got a wedding. My cousin's getting married this weekend. So hopefully, if I'm able to catch the flight tomorrow, I'll be able to be there for his wedding. If not, then I'm gonna miss his wedding, which sucks because another cousin of mine who's an actor in Los Angeles just booked 2 movies back to back. So he's unable to attend the wedding. And they're actually closer than we are. And also, we were hoping to film and shoot something in Sierra Leone. You guys might remember that I co-produced 2 short films. One was Oscar qualified, but we never actually got into the Academy Awards, but we qualified for the Academy Awards. By doing everything, you have to do a theatrical run. You have to be a part of certain festivals. We got into all the festivals necessary, multiple Academy Award recognized festivals. We just didn't win any of them, and we didn't get shortlisted for the Academy Awards. However, the two films that I co-produced won a bunch of awards. One of which I'm really really proud of. And unfortunately, so anyway, he and I were supposed to shoot some stuff, professionally shot film in Sierra Leone, and that's not happening because he's not coming. So yeah, so that's it. So Mariama Forbes has a question. Will you be doing a tour of your house you're building? I will be, Mariama, for sure. I actually have a ton of content that I already have shot. I just haven't put it out yet. That is coming. That is coming soon, though. I have like an 8-part series that's already been filmed. Just needs to be edited on the house buying and building process to this point, all the headaches that have gone along with it. That'll all go live in 2022 once I have a little bit of time over this holiday break to edit. So yeah, for sure, that's coming. All right, cool. Let's see. Were there any more questions out there? Let's see. What do we got? All right, so Disco Dan says you should do a YouTube with Sierra Leone lady Vicky Rameau. Yes, so I've actually reached out to her, and she is a very busy lady, but we also have mutual friends. So I am working to try to get some time with her. If you guys have ever heard of the page Sierra Leoneans Killing It, I actually did a live with them long before I had my YouTube channel on Instagram last year. And Vicky actually told them about me, and while I was on that live, I was then introduced to who Vicky was. I was not even familiar, and she's obviously a big content creator, big into marketing. I've been looking to try to get in contact with her, but she has a lot going on. So I hope she's in Sierra Leone in this month so that we can get in touch. So we'll see. But yeah, I definitely want to do content with her. At least I'd like to interview her because I know she's lived in the U.S. and she's lived in Sierra Leone, and now she's living full time in Ghana. So I'd love to talk to her about her journey for sure and share that with this audience. So yeah, I'm going to do what I can. We have a mutual friend, so through that mutual friend, I want to make that happen. The same mutual friend that Woody Maya and I have actually. Manuel says, "Keep up the great work. Thank you." Makia says, "I'm already feeling bad for you." Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So I actually went to Harry Cotton. So if you guys might remember, Makia had mentioned to come by her store, the Harry Cotton store, and get a chance to get fitted. So I got fitted for an outfit. It's going to be really dope. I'm already excited. I'm excited about what it's going to come out to look like. I'm going to interview her and her fiance because they have an interesting story. And I'm also going to interview him separately and interview her separately. She is an American living here in Ghana right now. Her fiance is an entrepreneur here, and I love interviewing entrepreneurs. And also their story, I think, is interesting about how they met and all of that. So definitely going to interview them. And then I'm definitely going to finish vlogging this experience getting fitted. Very thorough process, all the measurements and everything, very thorough. I'm really impressed by what they did, and like the stuff that the quality of the materials they're doing. They do some designs for Stoneboy, if you guys are familiar with him. So yeah, shout out to you. We'll be in touch when I return from Sierra Leone. Emma Fisher says VOI FYI. This acronym is hard for me to understand. Can you help me understand that? What does VOI stand for? I know what FYI stands for. What does VOI stand for? Could somebody help me out? Let me know. What does that mean? Okay. Stephanie Royal says, "Did you go to the checkpoint to have your test done for 300 CDs?" No. So I actually had my test done at a place called Nyaho. It's on Kofi Annan Road. I don't know what part of town it's in. I would say near, I wouldn't even know, Cantonments, I think. But yeah, that's where I always go to get my test done. When I always recommend it to friends when they're in town to go there, that's where I've always gone to get my test. Um, yeah, so that's where I go, and I'll put it in the notes in case anybody wants to know. I think that's how you spell it. Actually, let me do a quick spell check. I got my Googles right here. Yeah, this is it right here. Yeah, 35 Kofi Annan Street. Yeah, so let me do this real quick. So if you guys are wondering where to get your COVID test, if you're here and you're getting ready to head back home, this is where I go to get mine. You can go if you so choose. Just putting it out there for everyone in case you need to know. Um, so Dan Diablo says, when you get back to SL, do locals see you as Sierra Leonean or Black American? That's a great question. It's a question that comes up kind of often, actually. So yeah, I mean, they see me as both. And here's what I mean by that. So, obviously, with my accent, how I speak, even sometimes how I dress, it's very clear that I am an American or a JC, sort of. But I also speak Creole a bit. So, when I speak Creole, it kind of helps me a little bit. So, they see me as, yeah, I'm like a JC, but also I'm Sierra Leonean too. So I get a little bit of both, and it depends on who I'm talking to, right? So I get a little bit of both though. It's hard to answer that, but both. Um, and of course, Ivy Prosper always with dropping knowledge. Yahoo is in airport residential, so it's an airport residential, guys. If that's where you want to go to get your COVID test. Um, Shout out to you, Ivy, for joining. Thanks for joining. All right, cool. Um, Oh yeah. So I wanted to let you guys know what I'm up to this week. This is something I'm really proud of, and we finally have launched, and I'm finally able to talk about this more in detail. I mentioned it previously, but haven't really got into detail. So I think I can use this time to do that since I've already told you why I'm still in Ghana, but what I plan to do. So we have our inaugural board meeting for our nonprofit in Sierra Leone. So we started a nonprofit. It's a 501c3 in the United States. So that means that well, actually, I don't know if we've got a 501c3 yet. I need to double check that. But we are incorporated in the United States for sure. And it's a nonprofit. And what it is, it's called Launchpad Africa. And we're starting in Sierra Leone. And what we're doing is a co working space along with an incubator, meaning we're taking small startups and we're helping them um, incubate into companies that understand financing of their business, human resources, marketing, um, accelerating and growing your business, how to pitch for money from investors, how to get loans. We're also working on offering loans. And so we have 5 board members that we officially have onboarding this week. And so we're going to do an in-person meeting with, I think, 3 of them who will be in Sierra Leone. And then the original founding board members, which is an additional 4 of us, will be in Sierra Leone. And then we have another 2 that are in the US. And so the company is called Launchpad Africa. And I'm finally putting my money where my mouth is, right? I mean, I've been talking about coming to the continent and I've been advising companies, but now we want to start taking it a step further and launching a business to actually help businesses grow. I've been saying that I want to work in venture capital and I want to work with companies that are investing in startups. And I've been having a hard time making that transition. Part of the reason why I've even started this YouTube channel is to allow myself and my brand to get out there to more people and to hopefully one day find those business partners that will help me launch the venture capital firm. But maybe even before that, begin working at a VC firm before I move on to that. But in the meantime, we're taking matters into our own hands. And a couple friends of mine and I have started Launchpad Africa. So, what does that mean? We are launching in the first quarter of next year. when we're going to start the process, or first half of next year, we're going to start the process of putting our cohort together. We have the entire process built, what kind of staff we want to hire, who we want, what all the modules are going to look like, how long it's going to be. I mean, we took months to do this. We paid an outside consultant to help us put this through. We finally have something that we're proud of. And now we were able to reach out to a board. The board is all really excited. We have people from the private space, private enterprise. We have people from public space who do like stuff with public companies. We've applied for grants. We've applied for loans. We got all kinds of stuff going on. And so I'm looking forward to sharing more about it once we're actually, after we have our board meeting this week, and really get them to poke holes in our business model, let us know what they think we can improve on, get all that ironed out and fixed. And then it's full court press next year. We're going to start social media. We're going to start working on building our cohort. I already have some people that I know I want to put in to the cohort. I think I might have mentioned to you all, I have a friend who buys wholesale and sells retail in Sierra Leone. She's in Nigeria right now. I'd love for her to be part of the cohort. We have some other companies too. But yeah, we're really looking forward to really helping these companies, take their businesses to the next level and become uh, viable for financing, but also able to grow on their own and be long-term sustainable businesses. One of the main key factors for us is that you're looking to grow to be a long-term sustainable business. You're not just trying to grow a company to flip it to some international company. You really want to learn and build this business to a big business and keep it within ownership of Africans. The goal is to have African ownership for every company that we bring into this incubator. And then also, we want you to be making sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you're improving the world around you, right? You're not just taking, but you're giving as well. And so that's the idea of this startup incubator, Launchpad Africa. And that is where our focus is. And that's where one of my focuses are going to be in this coming year. I know people always say to me, like, how do you take on more stuff when you have all these things going on? It's about prioritizing, what's important to me, and this is really important. So I'm going to make the time. At this point, I am chairman of the board. At this point in time, we are talking about other roles on the board and who those different roles will be. And so I'll be able to be from a strategic standpoint, but also be hands-on within the org. But I'm not a full-time employee of the company, and I won't be. I will be solely a board member. Mr. Bounce Los Angeles appreciates that Ivy came through with the information earlier. Aralfa, I think, is that your name? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You said great concept. Thank you for Launchpad Africa, I think is what you're talking about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stephanie Royal said she got her test done for 300 CDs at airport, which is USD 50. Okay, nice. She was like, how much will this service cost, and will this be extended to Ghana? Where in America will this service be based? I'm in Seattle, Washington, and want to start a precious plastic cooperative. So that's a great question. So right now we're dealing with African companies in Africa, and okay. So strategically, and this might be good for everybody listening, actually. So if you are starting a nonprofit on the continent and you're looking for funding, it's also good to have a entity in the United States for a number of different reasons. Just because, one, you might want to have people in the U.S. who can have meetings with people on your behalf in the U.S. because that's where a lot of the financing and the money comes from. And we actually took this concept from another company that we are familiar with that has done the same thing. Not the business model, but just the idea of having an entity in the United States. And it's just easy to get incorporated in the U.S. It's pretty easy to get done. We just, did all the process to filing all the paperwork and stuff like that. So, and then also getting the 501(c) status. Sometimes you can only get grants being a U.S.-based company. So we want to have a U.S.-based entity and a Sierra Leone-based entity that are tied together. So right now, the companies that we're focusing on will be in Sierra Leone for the first year, the first cohort. So that means that would be this first, 2022. We are planning to expand outside of Sierra Leone, but we want to start where we know. And all of our board members, except for me, all the founding board members, no, sorry, half of the founding board members are in Sierra Leone. We have one founding board member in Nigeria, and then we have myself here in Ghana. So Sierra Leone is where we want to start. But eventually we'd like to expand outside of Sierra Leone. But this is Launchpad Africa, so we are focusing on African-based startups in Africa. So Stephanie, if you bring any element to what you're doing to the continent, then we'd be more than happy to extend an invite to apply for the cooperative for the incubator once we get up and rolling in Ghana, for instance. But I'd love to hear more about what you're doing, though, for sure. I think we got bots in the building. Valerie McCarthy, I don't know if this is accidental or if this is a bot. You guys tell me. Does this acronym mean something? VOY. It was VOI before. Now it's VOI. I think now my channel's growing enough now that we got bots on live, which is interesting. I get bots in my comments, but now we got bots on live. So you guys, we're discovering this in real time. Stephanie Royal says Precious Plastic uses the plastic waste and converts it into building materials. I love that. That's really cool. I've seen somebody do something similar to that by making bricks out of water bottles, which is really cool. So yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to hear more about it for sure. Ms. P says hello. What's up, Ms. P? Thanks for joining. Yeah, so that's what's going on this week and what's going on with the incubator. Does anybody have any questions about Launchpad Africa while we're on the topic? Let me see if there was anything else I might have missed from the Instagram live. This thing goes by so fast and people jump on and jump off so frequently. It's tough to kind of keep up with everybody on the Instagram live. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got? I don't think I missed anything. Does anybody want to go live with me today? Let's make it interesting. We got a few people on. We have just almost 40 or so people on between Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Does anybody want to go live? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? I might just start sending requests out there. Does anybody want to go live? Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you want to go live. All right. So while I wait to hear back from anybody if they want to go live, Anne Marie Harding says hello from the UK. Shout out to you from the UK. We're on the same time zone. GMT. Hello, Anne Marie. Thanks for joining. All right, cool. So let me pull up the schedule of events that I'll be attending in Sierra Leone. So if anybody who's watching this live is in Sierra Leone or going to Sierra Leone, let me give you guys the schedule for this week. I gotta log out and log back in. I'm signed in as the wrong account. All right, cool. So give me a second to log in. Okay. I think that's the password. Yep. All right, so I'm logging in right now. I'm going to tell you guys what the deal is for the upcoming weeks. So there's a bunch of events happening in Sierra Leone right now. So if you are there, here are the events I'm attending. All right, so there's an event called Madang. That's on the 18th and the 19th. So that's this coming weekend, if I'm not mistaken. That's Saturday to Sunday this coming weekend. Then there's SOCAM, which means like SOCAM, like I'm gonna soak you, get wet. It's a beach party at Toke Beach, SOCAM. That is on the 21st. I'm going to that. My family arrives on the 22nd. There's a Creole Descendants Association dinner and dance on the 22nd. Wow, I got a lot going on the 22nd. That Creole Descendants event is for people who are descendants of the Creole tribe, the tribe that was started as kind of a mixture of Nigerians that were in Sierra Leone and a group of Nova and other tribes too, that weren't native to Sierra Leone. And then the Nova Scotian Sierra Leoneans, about 1,000 or so people, if I'm not mistaken, who left Nova Scotia and helped founded Freetown, Nova Scotia, Canada, that is, after the abolishment of the transatlantic slave trade. They came through. And so that's the Creole. So we're all kind of a mix. Um, and so, yeah, so that is one dinner I'm going to on the 22nd. So my mom and my sisters arrive. Then I'm going to the dinner. Then there's the ball-in pool party. One of the big parties. There's going to be 3 ball-in parties. Very well-known party, like everybody loves. It's the one that Idris Alba DJ'd at in 2019. So definitely a big party. Then Friday the 24th, I'm going to an all-white party. Then the 26th, we have a memorial service for my grandparents. It's the anniversary of their death. I think it's 20 years since they passed. Um, has it been 20 years? I think it's been 20 years. Yeah. Or maybe 25 years because I think it happened. It was in the 90s. Honestly, I can't even tell you how long it's been. I was pretty young. Okay. Then there's an event, chemist event on the 26th. Then there's another ball and party, the Grown and Sexy party on the 27th. Then there's obviously New Year's, which I'm still trying to figure that out. We're not really sure what we want to do for New Year's. And then there's another ball and afro party on the 2nd. And then on the 8th of January, Burna Boy is performing in Sierra Leone. And so I may be there for that. We'll see. I may be back in Ghana. So that is the itinerary as of right now. All, excuse me. All of that I'm vlogging. I'm vlogging all of it. So you guys will get a chance to see behind the scenes look of what it looks like to be in Sierra Leone for all these different events that are happening. Luckily, I know the people throwing the party or I know people who know them. So we'll get a chance to get up close and personal. We'll do some interviews with people. I definitely want to talk to people about their experience coming back to Sierra Leone, why they're here, how often they come back, where they're from, all that kind of stuff. So it won't be like the formal sit down interviews. I'm going to do kind of the man on the street thing. So at these events, I'm just going to go up to people, talk to them, get their thoughts on the event, why they're here, all that kind of stuff. So you guys get a chance to like see and meet the people who are at these events. So hopefully it will inspire some of you who are Sierra Leonean or of Sierra Leonean descent to come to Sierra Leone for at least the holiday season, if not the Independence Day. So we got 2 questions coming in. Stephanie Royal asks, how do you get information about Launchpad Africa? We are launching the website early in the year, so all that information will be there. Stay tuned, Stephanie. I'll make sure to share that information. We're still, like I said, we're still in the very early stages, but more to come on that for sure. Ivy asked a good question. So she asked if both my grandparents died on the same day. They did not, but they died in the same week, believe it or not. So and my grandmother passed first, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she did. And everyone presumes that my grandfather passed of heartache. True story. They were both pretty old and well, not even that old. They were in their 80s, if I'm not mistaken, their late 80s. And they had nagging injuries as you get older, right? But they were living in Sierra Leone, and so they weren't doing all the different medications and all that kind of stuff you take in the US, as far as I understand. But yeah, my grandmother, I'm not sure how she passed. But my understanding is within that week, my grandfather passed as well. So we are doing a memorial service for them on at the end of this year. But yeah, great question. Is it Echoes? Echoes says sounds fun. Oh, the what I'm doing for the rest of the year. Yes, it is going to be fun. The rest of the year is going to be a lot of fun. Um, this is the first time I'm going to be in Sierra Leone with two of my sisters. I wish that all of my, well, the sisters that I know, I wish the family that I knew were coming. I have a younger sister. She is not going to be coming this year. Um, she was not told in enough time to be able to make a decision to come, and I need to make sure that she's involved in these things moving forward. So that's actually on me. So because I should have made sure that she was aware, and she wasn't. So she's not going to be coming, unfortunately. My mother's also celebrating her 75th birthday in Sierra Leone too. So we're having that 75th birthday party. But it'll be the first time I'm here. So when I was 2, my mom brought me to Sierra Leone with her oldest daughter, who's going to be coming for the first time in a long time. So the interesting thing is, her and I have not both been in Sierra Leone at the same time for 35 years. So that was the last time my mom's oldest daughter, my second oldest, well, one of my older sisters, I'll say, um, the first time we're both in Sierra Leone at the same time in 35 years. So that's crazy. My other sister, who's the one right above me in age, her and I were both here for the year of return. In 2019, we were in Sierra Leone. Well, not here, but in Sierra Leone. She was in Sierra Leone. So she's coming back again, this time with her significant other. So I think it'll be a cool experience for him to get a chance to see Sierra Leone. I think he's West Indian, but of course of African descent somewhere along the way. All right, cool. So Stephanie says thanks. Oh, because yeah, so I'll make sure you get you that information and condolences, rest in power to your ancestors. Yes, yes, rest in power to them. All right, cool. Any more questions, guys? We're 47 minutes in. Still going though. I got some energy today. But of course, as usual, after this live, I'm going to be going back to work because I have some stuff I need to do for Samsung. Apparently, we can't move forward with other things until I do this thing for Samsung and then a few other brands for work. So, day job stuff. Any questions for me though? Any more questions? Let me see if there's anything I missed. Was there anything else I wanted to tell you guys about? Let me check my notes. Nope. Nothing else. What's up? What's up to everybody just joining? Yeah. Well, guys, if there are no more questions, we'll bring this thing to a close soon. This is probably going to be one of the shorter lives. It's less than an hour. I'll give it a little bit more time to see if there's any more questions. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? Actually, before we go, I want to read some comments. I want to read some comments because this was interesting. So the other day, I just went through some of the comments on the channel. Um, so I want to read some of the comments that came from people just cause I think it's gonna be fun. Um, people there are a lot of comments that that people throw out there, and I think it's always interesting to read through some of them. So this one is from okay, let me see. Da, 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 da. So Seliu Sisse is obviously that's a Sierra Leonean last name or a Guinean last name. Says please visit us at the Tyler Perry town in Sierra Leone. So there's a Tyler Perry town in Sierra Leone. I've never heard of it, but I did mention to him to let me know. Actually, you know what? Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. So you guys, if you guys start commenting on these videos, I'll shout you out and I'll read your comments live. All right. So let me share my screen, and I also share my screen too. So this could be a cool exercise, something to do. Um, oops, something to do to just ensure that people start commenting more. If I can pull up screen share. All right, cool. All right, you guys can see my screen, right? All right, so Saliu says to visit them at Tyler Perry Town in Sierra Leone. John Harvey's always commenting. Wow, good stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great info. Stephanie, there you go. Stephanie Royale. So on live and in the comments. Um, so good for you, Joe, educating the people, but many people don't know this. And then you sent so thank you, Stephanie. I didn't even see your comment. So shout out to you. So I'm gonna reply back right now live. This actually gives me an excuse to actually go in and look at my comments and reply back to them. Aquila says, don't just exercise patience, just forget about time. It's actually very freeing. Oh, so I was talking about in my 10 things I wish I knew, or 10 more things I wish I knew before coming to Sierra Leone. One of the things that came up was exercising patience, because things take a long time when you're here in West Africa, and you just got to exercise patience. She had a bunch of content back to back, bunch of comments, so I appreciate it. She did have a good point here. So in Sierra Leone, something to know, sometimes the ATMs are down due to cash needing to be refilled, because it's a cash rich country. Everybody uses not cash rich, but it's a cash economy in Sierra Leone. So people are ATMs all the time. The ATMs run out of money a lot, especially the EcoBank ATM, which is who I bank with. So so yeah. So she said plan ahead as much as possible. And some ATMs, standard banks, I guess Standard Charter Bank allows 600,000 leones as opposed to the 400,000 that the other banks allow. Good note, because the other one's only allowed 400,000, which is about $40. So this one's 600,000. Um, let's see. Angel says they never tell the truth. They would have the world believing they did. Conquerors, ancestors. Hoping to go in June. I pray for. Okay, not to be interrupted by Coco. I want to go to the Nubians and the indigenous people of Egypt. So this was about the Sphinx and how the nose of the Sphinx came off. There's a whole controversy around that. Apparently, a lot of people disagree on that. But yeah. But before I get into more comments there's some more comments on the line, on the live. So Echoes asks, have you been vaxxed? Missed that at the start if you mentioned it. I didn't mention it, and I don't mention it for a good reason. There are a lot of vaccine hesitants, and also a lot of people who think everyone should be vaccinated. And there's a lot of disputes in a lot of communities about this. And so, what I prefer to do is stay neutral and not discuss my vaccine status and or whether or not I think that anyone should take the vaccine. So that is my stance on it at this moment. Um, but at least my public stance. If you know me privately, we could talk about it. But this is something that's such a sensitive topic that I don't really touch on it very often. So I'm gonna let that one just as it is. Okay. Anne Marie Harding says, how come your employer allows you so much time off of work? Oh, no, no. So I'm not gonna be off of work. I'm just gonna be out of the country. So I'm gonna be working from Sierra Leone. I will not be off of work. I'm only actually taking 6 days off of work since I've started this job. I took 2 days off, I think, earlier this year. And so I'm taking so I'm taking 6 days at the end of this year. And that's going to be the 22nd through the 30th, whatever days are in between the Christmas and New Year's Day and whatever. But yeah, I actually don't get. I'm not taking that time off, so I'll be basically it's like I'm working from home because of the current status of the cocoa, as somebody so eloquently put it in the comments. Um, I am not. We have the ability to work from home at the company I work for, which is Jumia, and so I will be working from not from home, but I'll be working from home. I'll be working from home in Sierra Leone, just not my Ghana home. Disco Dan Diablo says, coming from the West, do your Ghanaian colleagues feel threatened? No, they do not. I can tell you that for sure. In my experience, some of my colleagues definitely appreciate the insight I bring just because of the wealth of knowledge I have, because I have 14 years of experience, not because I worked in the West. However, some people do look at that as really really good insight and good experience. But I can tell you, there are some people I work with that don't take me seriously at all, and I can tell you that just by how infrequently they respond to my messages and how they do not move forward with the things that I ask them to do, but they do it for other people. So I've learned how to get other people to do it for them. I actually think that it sometimes works against me. I had this conversation with a Kenyan colleague of mine who thought that he would have a harder time getting certain things done because he's another African, and because I'm coming from the U.S., he assumed that they would handle me differently. And at least in my experience, that is not the case. Um, I don't know exactly what that is. Maybe it's also because I come off as more chill, more relaxed. I didn't come in with a thought or a sense of I'm a senior leader and you need to listen to me. I take more of a collaborative approach. And I think maybe that led some of those people to believe that I'm not as senior as I am. They have no idea of my background, right? A lot of these guys that I work with, they came into this company and their introduction to me was a brief discussion about one of the brands they're working with. So they don't know the level of experience that I have and why they should be taking into account what I offer. But yeah, so no, I would say, do my colleagues feel threatened? Not really. I don't think so. But maybe we'll have to ask them. I'd love to have one of them on and see what their experience has been like working with me. That might be an interesting live discussion to have. Maybe we'll do that in the new year. But yeah, that hasn't been my experience thus far. Echo says, not trying to be nosy, just asking since you're traveling out of Ghana based on new travel requirement. So yeah, those travel requirements apply to the country in which you are arriving to in terms of the vaccine requirements. So Sierra Leone doesn't have that requirement. Liberia does though. So certain countries do, certain don't. And so yeah, they do require though yellow fever vaccine, which I am vaccinated for. I had to be before coming to Ghana. I got yellow fever back in the day. Um, Hello, Yaheli says, Hell just got on. No way. Did you really get stuck in Ghana? I did. I did get stuck in Ghana. Yeah, I told the story earlier. If you want to watch the playback, I give you all the details about what happened with how I got stuck in Ghana. For now, tomorrow, fingers crossed, I'm trying to get on a flight tomorrow, which would have me on as a what do you call it? Standby. So maybe I'll be able to catch that flight as a standby passenger. Akko says, no problem. Thanks for addressing. Of course, of course. I put every question that comes up in my feed if they don't get blocked, because some people's questions do get blocked depending on how incendiary they might be or if their account has messaged incendiary things on previous lives. But whatever I see, I do put up on the live. I answer every question to the best of my ability. I must watch from the beginning. Sounds like much needed information. It is much needed information. You'll definitely get it from watching the lives. While A says Ghanaians are humble, if you're polite to them, they are in return. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Ghanaians are definitely humble for the most part. I just have some coworkers that might not be. That's just the case. No, I'm joking. I just think that a couple of my coworkers don't take me seriously though, which is fine. It's funny. I don't. There's a book, The Four Agreements, and in that book, the one agreement that I always remember. The other ones come back to me from time to time, but the one that I always remember is don't take things personally. So I don't take it personally. I just know that they don't take me. The two people don't take me seriously. Not at all. No matter how many requests, no matter how many requests I make, they just don't take me seriously. It is what it is. And it's not a big deal. It's just I have to find ways around it, and I found ways around it to make it work and to make it work for me. So yeah, but yeah, for the most part, I would agree that most Ghanaians I meet are very humble. There is a bit of a class system though. I've definitely met some second generation wealthy Ghanaians that aren't so humble. but I don't think that speaks to the country and the culture at large. And it kind of is just it just proves that a lot of times those second generations, they tend to be a little bit more spoiled, and it can be regardless of where you are. I've seen this in the U.S. I worked with a lot of second and third generation wealthy people in my last job, and I will tell you, those people, because they didn't have to work for it, tend to be the most spoiled and stuck up people I've ever met. Really interesting, really interesting. Globally, I've seen it, but I've also seen it here in Ghana. But that doesn't speak to everyone as a whole, for sure. Um, Akko says, yeah, for the most part, they thought that part was funny. Sometimes you have to be very firm. Yeah, I have to be careful with that though, because I've also heard previously, we've had leadership that was very stern, but I've also now heard they kind of went over the edge in terms of how they communicated with people, and that was why they didn't get along with senior leadership. But it can be difficult because I don't know where to draw the line and what is appropriate and what's not. So I'm letting other people take that lead, and I'm learning from them. All good stuff. Wow, it says very insightful. Good. I'm glad it is. All right, cool. So I just want to shout out Joanna for joining the live. My sister. I'm Joannis. She's Joanna. I have an older sister named Joanne. You can see that there's a theme there. But I think it's the first time, Joanna, you joined the live, right? So shout out to you for joining the live. I actually just mentioned you earlier, talking about Sierra Leone. So Joanna wants to join the live. Okay, so we're gonna have my sister join the live, guys. Let's do it. So you guys, unfortunately, if you're on YouTube, you're not gonna see it. If you are on Instagram, you will. I'm guessing it's gonna be her with the kids. Joanna, are you there? Wait, is she live? Here we go. Oh, it's Ava. What's up, Ava? Now you're running from the camera? Ava, what happened? So that was Ava, guys. That was my niece, Ava. She was on the live and then she ran away. Sorry, guys, if you're on YouTube, you didn't get a chance to see that. That was on Instagram. So, Joanna, are you guys doing the live today or what? There's Isaiah. What's up, Isaiah? There's Isaiah. Sorry, guys, if you're watching on YouTube live, you can only hear them, you can't see them. But you can go to my Instagram and watch the live back if you want to see my nephew and my niece Ava and Isaiah. Hey, Isaiah. All right. I'm gonna call you guys later. I'm gonna exit you guys off the live. All right. Bye, Isaiah. Bye, Ava. Wait, how do I? I think you got to. I think you got to jump off the live, Joanna. I don't know how to do it. Oh, there you go. Cool, 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 cool. That was fun for 2 seconds. I thought I would try it, attempt it. But I think Ava got camera shy really quickly there for a second. So while A says noticing a theme, all Joes, yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing. Joanne, Joannis, and Joanna. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Helly says hello. What's up? What's up? Hello, hello. All right, cool. Any more questions? Does anybody have any more questions for me before we end the live? This has been good. Oh, yeah, Helly says your kids sound adorable, Joanna. Just throwing that out there. She said that on YouTube Live, so you didn't see that, but just letting you know. I'm sure Joanna says thank you. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let me go through some more comments in here. There's a Godwin down into the world. Um, Academic English appreciates the fine job I'm doing on my Sierra Leone content. Mariama Forbes can't wait to visit Egypt. Rich Doc says the guide is giving total. Ooh, he got pretty aggressive. Total Arab perspective on everything. It's horrible listening to him. So this was the guide that I had going to Egypt for the Sphinx. Somebody said, yeah, different tour guides did different version of histories. Angel says, I agree. They know nothing about the original people who built this beautiful art. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have a lot of belief systems about who built it. Yes, I think Egyptians today are not the Egyptians who actually built the pyramids. Um, Completely different group of people now. Because Egypt has been conquered by so many people over the many different centuries. The last what was it? The last 300 years BC, it was everything from Alexander the Great to the Ottoman Empire to all these different groups, different people from Rome, even Sudan. So there's just all kinds of different people there. But any case, there are a lot more comments coming in on Instagram Live, so I'm going to address all of them here in a second. Um, Makia says, "Good luck with your standby flight." Thank you very much. Um, Rogdwell says, "Oh shoot, I missed it. Just jumped on." Joanna says, "Yes, we love the Egypt videos. Thanks for watching them. I'm glad you did." Um, King Wilfred says, "I have to watch from the beginning." Just joined. Anyway, I got back from Sierra Leone a couple of days ago. It was an eye opening to the conditions there, but yet the opportunities. Yeah. So I went to Sierra Leone for the first time in 2007 as an adult. The first time as an adult. Sorry, 2009. I always say 2007. 2009 as an adult, and I think that for me was probably the biggest eye opener in terms of um, what work is needed to be done there, but also how I can do more to invest and build, and how much opportunity was there. And so I made it a point to make it my focus. I didn't know how or when I was going to get to Sierra Leone, but eventually I started going regularly in 2017. So that was about 8 years later. I had a little bit more income. I was, a better head on my shoulders. I was a little bit older, and I also had a network there, and so that allowed me to start to build. And that network actually are some of the people that I'm working on Launchpad Africa with, and so many other things that I'm going to be doing in Sierra Leone that I'm looking forward to telling you about, but also who I'm going to be celebrating the end of the year with this year. So you'll get a chance to meet all of them. I'm also interviewing a bunch of them, so you'll get a chance to hear from them and why they moved back to Sierra Leone, what they're doing in Sierra Leone, and what they see as the future perspectives for Sierra Leone. Or the future prospects for Sierra Leone. So I'm looking forward to sharing all of that with you guys. All right, cool. So Stephanie Rose says, I'll be visiting Ghana in August 1st, 2022. Can we meet? What I'll do is I'm trying to do meetups once a month, where I can meet with all of the subscribers who are in the country that I'm in at the time that I do it. I want to start doing that more often. So remind me closer to the date, and we'll do an August meetup, and we'll try to make sure it works for you. I have the perfect place to do it. I just need to request from my friends who own the place. But absolutely, would love to meet you in person, and all of the subscribers and followers who happen to be in Ghana. Um, it's probably going to be a daytime thing for now. I just want to keep it daytime, you know, and also alcohol free for now. But maybe later on down the line, we'll do more like fun events, things like that. Yeah. Um, so Ocean, I think, is that the same person as Stephanie Royal? If not, you guys are both asking to meet on August, and you're both joining. You're both coming August 1st, 2022. So I'm seeing both messages. I don't know if it's a coincidence or if you are the same person. If you are two different people, then we got two people that we can meet in August. If it's the same person, then I'm seeing both of your messages. Um, I'm guessing it's the same person. It's too much of a coincidence to be asking the same thing and saying you're going to be there at the same day. Global Green Book says, "One love." One love. Shout out to you. Thanks for joining. All right. All right. We are now at 1 hour and 9 minutes. Do you guys have any more questions for me before we go? Should I read through more comments? I got a ton of comments here that I could go through. These are all comments over the last week. Anything here? Oh, Here's a comment from one of my sisters. Looking forward to the holiday excursion. Mariama Forbes says the food looks good. It was good. Um, yeah, this is across a bunch of different videos. So anyway, you guys comment on the videos. I'll pick out some random comments to read and shout you out on the live as I go through it. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing that sooner or later. Oh, Miss Trudy had commented on a video when we met, and I posted that video about our meeting her and Wode. All right, cool. Any more questions for me? Going once? Well, I'll give it a second because I know it's a little bit of a delay. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen now. Anything from Instagram? Oh yes. Okay, so we have discovered it. So Ocean 921 is Stephanie Royale. Okay, so you're on both lives at the same time. Thank you for that. Shout out to you for being on both lives. I don't know how you're listening to both. I presume that one's on mute. Oh, I guess you got on the Instagram live to see the kids. Unfortunately, that was a very short, quick second. Maybe next time they'll be prepared to be on live, and they'll likely want to stay on longer, so we could do like a full on thing, so you guys can get a chance to meet some of my family, my nephews and niece, and potentially also my sister too if she wants to join the live. Um, I used to live in LA, so I got a chance to see them, not a lot, but way more than I had before I lived in LA, and way more after. All right, cool. Some more questions are coming through. So Stephanie's asking to join the live. I will add you to the live in 1 second, Stephanie. Just real quick. The official Empress K asks, "You're a resident of Ghana, right?" Correct. I am a resident of Ghana. I am a citizen in Sierra Leone, and I'm a citizen of the United States. So I have dual citizenship and residency here. Okay. So Stephanie wants to go live. We're going live with Stephanie on Instagram Live. So those of you on YouTube, you'll just have to listen in. You won't be able to see her, but I think we're gonna go live with Stephanie. I'm trying to anyway. It's not working. Stephanie, can we try it again? Or did we lose you? All right, well, we'll keep trying, Stephanie. Anybody have any more questions for me? Anybody else want to go live? It's easier to go live on Instagram Live than it is on YouTube Live, but we definitely can go live on YouTube Live too. If somebody wants to go live on YouTube as well, just let me know. I'll send you the info for how to go live with me, and then we can get you up on the live. We're now an hour and 13 minutes into the live. Quick time check. It is 10:12 p.m. GMT. We still got a few people on. Okay, we'll try it again with Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie, it's not working. I don't know what's happening. So we're going to try the official Empress K. Wants to go live, so we'll go live. Let's try it. Is it me? Is it my live not working? What's happening? There we go. What's up? What's up? What's up? How are you?
I'm actually based in Durham, North Carolina, and I came on because I was like, "This is the brother that lives in Ghana," and
This
my brother
is.
and I are seriously considering moving to Ghana, and we need to.
Okay, so I mean, I caught most of that. I think you're breaking up a little bit. You said so. You're thinking about moving. What when are you thinking about moving? 2022.
2022 to 2023.
Okay.
I think we want to come. We want to come there. We want to visit and kind of source see what's available and see what's happening and see what the lay of the land is like.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that. It's a good idea. Definitely come. Also, I would recommend actually coming at a different time than December.
Okay.
I mean, if you can come, if you can come more than that, I would recommend come in December, of course. But like it's just not indicative of what it's really like, right? Like, I used to go to Sierra Leone a lot in the December months, and it's just not like that through any other time of year. It definitely will have you believing it's party time year round, and I mean
Right.
it's a different slow life outside of the December holidays. And so that'll be my number one recommendation is to come outside of that, but definitely come visit first, see different neighborhoods. You definitely want to make sure
It's
you. Sorry.
it's beautiful. I hear it's really, really a stunning place to live, especially for us. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I would say this, right? You're not a minority here, right? And so everywhere you look, everyone looks like you. So that's a huge. I mean, it's hard to explain what that feels like when you walk around every day not being a minority. I only noticed it once I started coming to the continent more, and for me, it was
Yeah.
always like an energy boost to come back to the U.S. after being here in West Africa. So for sure, but I would make sure you figure out what you want to do career wise. Like if you're starting a business, you want to come with a business already or whatever. Just make sure that you know what you want to do for finances, because that's I think one mistake I see people make is they come here without knowing that first.
Well,
And
that was kind of my next question.
okay,
Because we're cannabis growers,
okay,
and we're established right now in Virginia and New York City.
okay,
And 2024 is when I believe they're talking about making things legal here for Delta 9, which, whatever the case may be. So my next question was,
sure.
cannabis legal in Africa?
It's
I mean,
not.
not Africa, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So great question. This is a conversation that actually happened at the end of the live like 3 weeks ago when I got into the whole situation where I got pulled. I got handcuffed and had to give a bribe to the police. No, it is not. It is not technically legal here. So there's been talks about it. I hear different levels. Maybe I don't know federally. In Sierra Leone, they've talked about it as well, but it's not happening as of yet. I think the U.S. kicked it off with the prohibition, and I think they're going to have to kick it off with ending the prohibition. And I think once the U.S. does it federally, a lot of other countries will probably follow, and especially once the numbers in terms of tax revenue on a federal level start coming out. Each state, obviously that's the one thing that has the right wing as well as obviously the left talking about going full legal, is the tax revenue. I think that once the states do it on a federal level, other countries will follow. But until then, it's a long way away. It's a long way away.
yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
I don't really know very much about politics in Africa, or any country in Africa. But from what I hear, it would be a good thing to boost African economies. For us to funnel that money into Africa, which is kind of like the ultimate dream to do. Any money that any businesses that we have here, we want to ultimately bring to Africa.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would say, I mean, the first thing you can do is still continue your businesses, but live here, right? And so you could still be generating money in the economy. So what I did, excuse me, is once I opened a bank account here, I started putting money in the bank account, and then any money I made in Africa, I kept in Africa, right? So any consulting gigs I did here, any checks I got for for anything that I've done here on the continent, I circulate it here. I don't spend it elsewhere, and then I just spend what money I make in the U.S. in the U.S. And so that's just at least one way to get money circulating in the economy, right? Just to do your part. It's just like every one person who recycles, they're just doing their own little part, right? And so for me, that's how I look at it. So that's one way to start. Eventually, I think they'll get there. And with your connections and your skill set, I think it could be something that could really take off. I mean, the thing is that let's be honest, people are growing here, of course, across many different countries. And it just because there's so much great space to grow. It's just something I don't mess around with, right? Like, it's a business that I would love to get into once eventually it becomes legalized here, just because there's so much land and just fertile soil. And yeah, I can imagine you can have interesting strains.
Well, it should
um,
be an ongoing conversation for for people who are living in Africa with people who are still living in America, considering expatriating.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I think that those with political connections are going to have to help with that, because I think the biggest challenge with the cannabis industry on the continent, in a lot of different countries, is there has been so much illegal drug transport. Not talking about cannabis, but everything else through West Africa and through other parts of Africa, right? That everything gets bundled in together, right? And it's, I mean, I remember maybe like 10 years ago, the biggest drug bust in African history happened in Sierra Leone. There was like a plane that somebody had chartered, and they put like a Red Cross on the side of the plane. So it looked like a Red Cross plane, but really they were just trafficking like cocaine and whatever else through Sierra Leone to Europe and to other places in Africa. Um, yeah,
Nothing nice.
yeah. So that stuff messes it up for the cannabis industry, right? Because people lump it all in together. Um,
Correct.
Especially heavy alcohol consumers seem to turn their nose up at cannabis, which is a whole nother conversation and it's a whole nother live. But yeah, I mean, it's in Ghana specifically is a very conservative country for the most part. And so I think for them, and I can't speak for the country as a whole or speak for everyone here, but from my conversations, you have your people who obviously consume, because it's consumed worldwide and it has been for thousands of years. But from like publicly, it's looked down upon publicly for the most part. So I
Right.
think I think it just like in the U.S. I think there's been a lot of legislation against it over so long. I mean, it's been prohibited for over 80 years. So sorry.
At 80 years?
Or is it 100 years? 100 years. 100 years. I said over 80 years, but 100 years. Yeah, about 100 years in the US, right? Prohibition for cannabis started in the 1930s, or what? 1920s or 1930s. So yeah, I mean, it's been almost 100 years, if not 100 years. And so it's normalized to look down upon it, right? Because it's been prohibited by law. Um but yeah, so I think definitely come to visit. Definitely see what other businesses might be available to you. I mean, if you are a grower, agriculture as a whole might be interesting because there are many other
Yeah.
crops and plants.
We grow tons of things. I mean, we grow our own food. We grow our own food. Um, at my brother's house, he has garden boxes. I have garden boxes here. Like we want to ultimately teach people how to grow their own food. We saw with the pan with the with the pandemic and everything how food shortages can actually happen, and we're moving fast towards you know agriculture being something that we need to know.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I love it. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, I definitely want to get here and just see, because
Yes.
there's so much land. I mean, Ghana's a big country, but there are even smaller countries and other countries that have plenty of land that's untouched and ripe for growing vegetation and all other kinds of things. So I definitely recommend coming to the country and getting a feel for it, and like just getting your feet on the soil, for sure. But yeah, definitely, definitely. And thanks for
I
joining
would
the live.
Oh yeah, of course. Listen, if I could just touch with you, brother, thank you so much for to speak with you on live today.
Thank you for joining, and I appreciate you watching.
Of course.
All right, take care.
Bye.
I never know how to exit or remove people from the live. Do you know how to do it? Oh, nope. I don't know how to do it. Let's see. Somebody tell me in the comments how do I, because I think there was someone else who wanted to join. Um, mm, mm.
Let me get back in. Let me X out and come back in.
Okay, maybe that's it. Oh, here we go. Figured it out. All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining the Empress K. All right, guys. Any more questions? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Jose joined. What's up, Jose? Jose Cruz in the building. MJ, hi Joe, hi chat, hi MJ. Stephanie Royal says, "I'm so excited to meet with you, but have to be at my land allocation. I don't drink and love vegan food. I will contact you closer to a time of arrival." Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay. And I'm glad I was able to visit before the vaccination mandate. I don't think there is actually one here. I don't know if there's one in the US, but I don't think there's one here actually. Um, so I think that would have been fine either way here in Ghana. Let me see. It looks like Stephanie, do you want to go live today? Are we able to make it happen? Let's see. Let's see if we can get Stephanie now. No? Says you requested to join the live. I'm trying to add you. I feel like an old man who doesn't know how to use his phone, right? Like I'm squinting. I'm like, I'm not figuring out how to make this thing work. Eshine, peace and blessings to you. Um, yeah, I don't know, Stephanie. So MJ says, just got here. When does the mandate begin? I don't think there is one. I haven't heard about any mandate here. I was saying that Liberia has one, and I only know that because there were people trying to get on a flight and weren't able to. So that's all I know. But there isn't one here in Ghana, and I don't think there's one that's about to take place. I haven't seen anything, so I think that there isn't one as of yet. Um, that's not why I missed my flight. So just for Miss Shonda and for MJ, I wasn't able to get on my flight. It had nothing to do with vaccine mandates or anything like that. It actually was an issue with my airline issuing me what looked like a ticket, but apparently it was a confirmation that I booked, but my bank did not approve the transaction. And so when I got to the airport, it took an hour and a half in total to get through lines and to get to the place where they told me that I did not have a ticket and I was not able to board my flight. Oh, Stephanie was trying to join, but unfortunately, it was not working. It says unable to join. She says she keeps trying, but it doesn't work. Eshine is talking about the college bill. I don't know about the college bill, enough about the college bill. I've actually almost completely disconnected on a lot of these different bills. Um, but the House and the Senate have to both approve for the president to sign. The president can say they have an initiative and want it to get done, but the House and the Senate have to agree. And as far as I understand, most things that get to the president's desk need at least 2/3 majority to be able to get to the president's desk for the president to sign. And so, if it didn't get to the president's desk, it's because there are some folks that did not agree in the House and the Senate in order for it to get there. Now, there can be all kinds of reasons for that, but that is the way the law works in the United States. And so, you might want to, I don't know what the situation is on the college bill, but I would imagine if there was a lot of spending in there or if if some spending was removed from the bigger package, it's because there were individuals who were not going to sign off and vote on it without those things removed. And so, unfortunately, that happens from time to time. That is the nature of politics in the United States. In some cases, it's because some people don't want the other side to win. In other cases, they just really don't like government spending. And so that's where you have these kinds of issues. All right, not to get too into American politics, because we are in Ghana right now talking about things that are happening on the continent. Um, So Yas Chosen says, "What's up, my brother? Trying to get to Salon at the end of this month. Will be my first time on the continent. Excited and looking forward to the visit." Yes, sir. Make sure you get to Sierra Leone. That's what I like to see. I love seeing people come to Ghana for sure, for sure. I mean, it's great. But Sierra Leone, we need more of our family, our brothers and sisters, to come back to Sierra Leone. I definitely want to see more people coming to Sierra Leone. Um, Okay. So Stephanie turned on permission, so she should be able to go live now. Let's try it, Stephanie. Let's try it. Going live with Stephanie now. Sources. I have to put this up on the screen because I like compliments. Sources.tv GH Motherland. I think you just changed your logo, right? I remember you from lives, previous lives all the time. But it says I'm looking fresh. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, Stephanie, what's up? We got Stephanie on Instagram Live.
I finally made it. I can't believe it.
You did finally make it. What is going on? Thanks for joining. What's up? What's up?
My hair's a mess. I'm just gotten out of my bed here.
No worries. No worries. All good.
I'm
All
so
good.
excited to be on this live to finally be face to face with you. So cool.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you joining. What do we got today? What did you want to talk about?
Well, I've told everybody about you.
Thank you.
That
Thank
I
you.
know, and I did buy land. I was just there in October.
Yeah.
I did. I bought 3 plots there, and so what I'm trying to do is I have to build my wall and everything. But in August, I'm going to be there for the allocation of my land.
Okay.
And I really want to meet up with you and talk about the nonprofit you were discussing.
Sure.
And I want to see how I can work with you or someone in Ghana to clean up the plastic.
Ah.
There's a cooperative called Precious Plastics. They have outsourced all of their equipment and different methods of, turning the plastic into building materials. And I'm really serious about that, cleaning up the plastic there because it's making Ghana look unattractive. And
Yeah.
also around the beach areas, I noticed there's a lot of plastic in the sand. And I feel really bad that the Africans are, living like that. And I know it's not their fault. I know it's just that they don't have the infrastructure to really deal with those issues right now. So I would like to be a part of helping them clean up have a better quality of living.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think, that was the same thing that happened in the US, right? With the introduction of plastic and how it was just everywhere and now it's a big issue.
Right.
What we had in the US was private enterprise stepping in and doing recycling, right? So like, like I learned about this maybe like 6 years ago. I was really unaware of this, but for those who are listening who don't know this. So, right, you obviously have the government who handles picking up trash, right? There are private companies sometimes that do it, depending on the state, depending on the city, things like that. But when it comes to recycling, a lot of times there's private companies that do it. I think sometimes the states step in, but it all depends on the state and it all depends on where you are. But like I've been in places where it's a private company that does the plastic or the recycling, and sometimes it's public. I don't know where we are in different countries. Here in Ghana, I have no idea. I mean, I've been in a place where they recycled, but many of the people that I know do not recycle. And they just throw their garbage away. And I actually haven't found a way to recycle my plastic. and that's been a challenge for me. That's the one of the things, and I always list off my things that I wish were different here. That's one of them, because I was a big proponent of recycling. Now I will say this: there are people out there who to there's always the counter argument, right? Like, for instance, plastic can really only be recycled once, which is why I like this idea of precious plastics where they're reusing it for housing materials, because at the end of the day, you can't go beyond that, right? So
Right.
there's single use plastics, right, which can never be recycled. And then there's plastic that can be recycled one time and then it can't recycle it again. And so I love this idea of this company, Precious Plastics. So yeah, I mean, let's definitely talk about it. Send me more information on it.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear more about it, see how I can get more involved with them. That's, I'm a tree hugger at heart. So, whatever I can do to help. My old roommate when I was living in New York, I made him and now his wife start recycling. I always tell my friends if I go to their house and they don't have a recycling bin, I'm like, you need to recycle. So I'm big on recycling.
Right.
Big in the US. I haven't been as much here because the options aren't as available. But yeah, please do let me know because I'd like to. I mean, I drink these water bottles. I drink two or
Yeah,
three
I
of
was
these a
just
day,
uh-huh.
and they just end up getting thrown away. And so if there's any way that I could
Right.
even just take my own personal waste and the building's waste, plastic waste, and make sure that it's utilized properly, I would love to. So yeah, please do share more information on that for sure.
I definitely will. Well, preciousPlastic.com, they have the whole system all laid out for you. They even sell the machines and the necessary materials to turn the plastic into, and they tell you everything, how to do everything for free. So this
Ah, I
is
see.
something I want to bring to Ghana, and I'm definitely looking into purchasing their machinery. So that's what I want to bring there and to help out everybody.
Oh, this is cool. They kind of have a franchise business model where you can make your own precious
Right,
plastic business.
right,
Interesting.
right.
Hmm.
Yep. So I just need the people to collaborate with. You know what I mean? Who are interested. And I know the Ghanaians. I don't know how to say it. They
Ghanaians.
want to clean up. Yeah. They want to clean it up. I know they want that.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the site. Yeah, this is really cool. Let's definitely talk about this more. I mean, that's obviously like a whole different thing. And like it's a whole business. I'm just looking at it right now, but they have the starter kits and wow,
Right.
this is really cool. Yeah, I'm gonna review this. Um, I'm bookmarking it right now.
So should I contact you via email or what should I
Yeah,
do?
yeah. Shoot me an email. I know we emailed previously, right? Did we email previously back and forth?
I think so. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Nor can I, because my email inbox is very full. But yeah, just shoot me an email. Just if you do, if the subject line is precious plastics, it'll remind me. Um,
Right.
and yeah, let's definitely talk from there for sure.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you allowing me to be on your live.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, bye, Stephanie. Nice. That was Stephanie. She's always commenting and always joining the live. So I appreciate her. Ishine says, "Bro, they lied to us about Africa. My friend went out there and was eye opener. I want to go. Yeah, I mean, definitely choose a country you want to come to. Ghana's a good place to start, just because it's very open to the diaspora. Just the country was built that way. So I definitely recommend coming to Ghana for sure. Uh, it's a great experience. There's a few other places to go to. I mean, obviously, there's the usual tourist spots, right? You can go to Nairobi, you can go to Cape Town, you can go to Cairo. I've only ever been to Cairo and Accra, besides Freetown and Sierra Leone, so I don't know much about the rest of Africa. But these all these places that people recommend you go. I would definitely recommend coming to Accra. Okay, so King Wilfred the First says Sierra Leone has the same problem, but it is their fault. You can clean your beaches and you can clean around your compounds. We have to stop making excuses for it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that this is what government is for, right? Like I'm a big proponent of utilizing the government, right? And I know that there are some people who believe in small government and no big government, but I think that government is important for roads, bridges, airports, like mass transportation. It's important for all those things, but it's also important for mandating cleaning up of your country, of your cities, of your states, right? I think that the problem is there isn't any enforcement of that here, right? If you are in certain cities in the United States, you get a $200 fine for littering, or there are trash cans on every corner, right? There are ways that are make it easy to dispose of garbage. Now, don't get me wrong. I saw somebody definitely throw garbage on the street when there was a trash can 2 feet in front of them. So it doesn't always stop people from doing it, because if they're in the habit of just throwing garbage out on the street, which a lot of people do everywhere in the world, I've seen it everywhere. And of course, I see it all the time because I'm a person who's like, come on, clean it up, pick it up, put it in the trash. It's right there. But when I lived in New York City, one of the dirtiest places in the world, um, there were trash cans on every corner though. And so that at least helped a lot. You had people, a lot less people just throwing stuff on the ground and throwing it in the garbage. So I do think it requires the government to have an all out effort to not only help supply people with places to throw and recycle their garbage, but also to enforce it through fines or whatever it might be, to ensure that they're adhered to. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. We need to ensure that people are doing it, and people need to take care of the world around them. But you just gotta say, look, the majority of the people don't care about the world around them. They only care about when's the next meal coming and the day to day life that they're living with. So sometimes it's challenging to get them to think outside themselves and think for the long term, and why just throwing this piece of plastic is a part of an overall big problem. Um, all right, guys. Okay, so we got Sources.tv says, hope I just joined. Hope you're okay. I am okay. Thank you. You can tell, someone's Ghanaian when they put please at the end of every sentence, which I really love about Ghanaians. They say please after everything, which is great because it really does get you to be more polite. iTuber, long time. Respect where you live, my African people. Shouldn't have to beg you to do that. That's true. It's not just Africa though. All around the world, people litter. Certain countries though, I can't remember where it was. Was it Singapore, where like if you spit gum on the street and go to jail? I think that's a little excessive. But yeah, I mean there are countries that actually have mandates around this and force people to clean up after themselves. Um, Yas Chosen says, unfortunately, it's a mindset dealing with trash. It is. Um, iTuber says, I'll cast a replay. I hope the airport was okay. The airport was the normal airport. I just didn't end up getting on my flight. So I'm stuck here in Ghana. So I'm going to try to catch a flight tomorrow morning. I got to be at the airport by 8:30. So I am going to bring this live to a close soon. It looks like people are dwindling off anyway. We're losing people here. We're about 1 hour and 43 minutes in. Wow. Callie Calv just joined. What's up? Long time no see. You haven't been on the live for a minute. Um, Supreme Priestess just joined. Shout out to you. All right, guys. We are losing people by the second. So I think I'm going to bring it to an end. Thanks, guys, for joining. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, the next live I do will be in Sierra Leone, and I'll be able to tell you how I made my flight tomorrow morning. So fingers crossed for me, guys. Whatever you do, prayers up, whatever it is that you can do to help ensure. Wish me well that I can get out there. Black Griselda wants to go live. All right, let's go live really. Actually, I can't. Let me see. Black Griselda, do you still want to go live? Do you really want to go live? We're about to bring this to an end. Let me know in the comments if you definitely want to go live for sure, and I'll bring you on. Miss P says, have a great night, everyone. You too. You have a great night as well. Thanks for joining. Miss P says safe travels. Thank you. I hope I do end up traveling tomorrow. That's fingers crossed. Um, all right, guys. I think that's it for today. We're gonna call it. Um, Yaz Chosen says, peace and blessings to you. I appreciate it. With that, guys, I'm going to bring this live to a close. I appreciate you all joining, and I look forward to seeing you guys all on the next live.